Welcome, Spark. So what kind of Spark are you? Player? Creator? Or both? The stories yet to be told. The games to be made. Civilizations and societies to be formed. The universe is waiting for you to bring it to life. Now, how do we begin?
Hey there, guys! Welcome to a very special Project Spark stream.
Absolutely.
So for those of you who don't know, this stream is taken over by our GameJam announcements. It's something that we've been really building towards, and we are super excited we can start to unveil it and talk about all of the potential winners and just all of the
all
efforts.
the entrants and
Yeah.
just the whole event has been amazing to see. Of course, it was a game jam in collaboration with our partner Ford.
Yeah.
And it's been just really to see what the community has created has been eye-opening.
Yeah, I think we both us and Ford were hoping you guys would take this the extra mile, and you ended up taking it the extra 10 miles.
Yeah.
There's some. I mean, it turned out there were some submissions that really kind of redefined what you can build in Project Spark, and we're going to be talking more about that. And also, we are joined by Rahul, who's the head of our community engagement acquisition.
Hi everyone, how you doing?
So we just got started. We are giving the background. We're building up people's anticipation for when we actually announce the winners. But
Yeah, by the way, so the winners will be now announced on Monday. So no, we will have them today. We will have them today.
You're pretty good at building up that anticipation.
So by the way, just a few points of clarification. My middle name is Killjoy. The winners we announced today are potential winners as per the contest rules.
Mm-hmm.
We need to make sure the final winners and grand prize winners are subject to eligibility and final confirmation. But you are the potential winners if your names show up today. So
Right.
But more importantly, I think a big thanks to our partners at Ford. They approached us at E3. They fell in love with Project Spark, and they wanted to do some kind of activity with us to highlight our creators and the creation. So, it's definitely been a long road with them. They've been just phenomenal partners. Their passion for creators and creativity just I would say just matches ours, and we've had a phenomenal collaboration with Ford. So big thanks to them. You must reach out to them on their social media and thank them as well for just a phenomenal partnership. So big thanks to Ford, and also big thanks to broader Xbox, the business teams here who kind of put all these things together. I know the first Game Jam has been US focused. Obviously, we've seen some amazing creations come from all over the world. And yes, you're all winners. Everybody who made something in Game Jam is a winner. But we promise you that as we kind of take part in more Game Jams, we are going to roll these out to other audiences as well. So that being said, what a phenomenal event. I mean, this has just been great. I sit with the rest of the teams. I sit with designers. Today I exchanged a couple of emails with our leadership team, including Phil, and Phil was just blown away by what he's seen. So this has just been a great event, and I think this community has always done a phenomenal job of showing us what can be done with Spark, and how we can stretch these tools and how we can stretch this the limits of creativity to unbelievable realms. So thank you. You all deserve the biggest thanks. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and so how this is going to work is we are going to go through each of the categories. We're going to list off all the nominations, the top 4 people in running for each category, and then we'll reveal the winner. So we're basically doing sort of our own little award show here for you, because we really want everything that got into our our top 40 list and also this top 20 list is amazing, and every one of these is would deserve to be a winner in any competition. But unfortunately, we only have one winner per category, so that's what we're going to be talking about now. And the first of those is Rube Sparkberg.
Right. So Rube Sparkberg, we're just going to go kind of over the top 20. So each one of them will have like 4. If you guys aren't familiar, we had 4 amazing kind of entries that we picked. We had Turning on a TV by Average Recon.
Yeah.
Where he blew up
so
the
cool.
moon. Oh, man.
Blowing up the moon was amazing.
Yeah, I think that was the one that our team laughed at the most. It was one of the funniest levels.
Yeah, I think the fact that there was a story there, and it did so much more than just the Rube Sparkberg. The whole concept of the story, and I can't find the remote, and let's go find the remote, and let's turn the TV on. That was just phenomenal. Very well done.
Right.
Then we also have The Strange Isle of Sparkberg, which was a more interesting. So the other entries were all kind of the camera controlled itself, going through all the different Rube Sparkberg elements, but The Strange Isle of Sparkberg kind of set up a Rube Sparkberg, a bunch of different Rube Sparkberg machines around this island. You could go and explore and interact with different pieces and kind of see how they all come together. And it was a very interesting, different take on things. Right. And then we had Clockwork Catastrophe by Kill and Joke, which it's amazing to see where it started and where it ended.
And just the scale.
Yeah,
the scale was huge.
Yeah,
literally.
I think it was. Yeah, it was. I think the biggest of the entries, biggest and longest, and it was a huge testament to using our physics engine to create all that stuff for Kill and Joke. And the last but not least is Firestart by Raph Rundle, which is just another hilarious look at someone wants to start a fire, so let's build a machine to start a fire, and just the different journeys that you go on throughout that machine is wonderful.
Yeah. So without further ado, we'll be announcing the winner, which will receive a signed Xbox from the team.
Yep. And again, potential winner because we
indeed
need to do legalese with them.
So here it is,
and it is Rube Sparkberg. The winner is Raph Rundle for Firestart.
Awesome.
Yeah. It was so this was a super contested category.
Yeah.
And everyone was so close to each other. These 4 submissions, they got it, and they got it so close to each other, and it was one of our closest categories for just all the top 4.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, all of them were great. I enjoyed every single one of these. Even the ones that didn't make our top 4 we had some great entries. But the Firestarter had so many particles, which I love. So much pretty. Which is one of the most awesome parts of this guy.
Yeah. Doogie's so excited he can't even type properly right now.
Yeah. But that was one of those levels that we played on stream, and it was all those Rube Sparkberg levels were just so good. It was one of those categories that we were really hoping people would get, and the people who got it, they got it so well, and the types of things that they made with it were just phenomenal. So it was a super hard category, and Raph Rundle, well deserved as our winner. You had some intensely tough competition, especially with Turning on the TV, Clockwork Catastrophe, The Strange Isle of Sparkberg. It's just it was a tough competition, and it really came down to within points of each other because everything was just so great.
I mean, all of the Game Jam judging was incredibly close, and this was no different. All of the categories and everything else. So, and I guess without further ado, we'll kind of get on to the next one. Out of the next one, we're going to be doing primitives. Let's get primitive.
Yeah. Let's Get Primitive was also this was also a very close call between a bunch of different creators. So we have our top 4.
Yeah.
First one, which is Primitive Quest by Lord Starwalker.
Yeah.
Which was, it was so cool. Basically, he built all of the kind of default things in Project Spark, but only using primitives. Like seeing the goblin with just a bunch of boxes and circles and spheres was very cool. Primitive Journey, that was an early one. Remember us playing that on stream?
Yes, absolutely. I remember that. That was a really great Sparkburg.
Primitive,
sorry. Yeah, right? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so, Let's Get Primitive. The Primitive Journey, actually, he also continued to add to it, and what we ended up with from the user Newbie Reaper with Primitive Journey was a really well-designed world that was, he did a lot of cool things with it.
Yeah.
Then we had Planes, Trains, and Cars by Russ Plague.
Very cool.
Which
a
lot.
Cubey?
Yeah. So
Cubesy.
Cubesy was I think the coolest of all mascots.
I agree.
in all the different games. And I mean the amount of different vehicles that Russ Plague made was just really cool, and that also some very cool use of level linking in there as well.
Yeah. Oh, the little arcade machine that you'd open up, yeah.
Yeah, and the fourth of our nominees is Primitive Puzzler by Neighborhood GMR, that's the one where you switch between the 4 different primitive objects.
Yes.
And you kind of have to solve each of their individual puzzles, and they kind of all come together. That was just a really cool idea of kind of a simple 2D platformer expanded by having you switch between 4 different objects. So, are we ready to reveal the winner of that category?
Okay, another close category.
Actually, this one was also insanely close.
We're not making it up, too. We're looking at it. It was crazy. Okay, so the primitive category winner is
Lord Stallwalker for Primitive Quest, which is, again, it was, the stuff he continued to add to it also was pretty amazing. He got in the very last day. He actually got in a mage that you can play as well.
The very, very last day, because we were taking these things down, and it was just like sometimes you'd see someone updated, they didn't quite make it, but this one, right up into the end, he was playing it or updating it, and he barely. It's so cool to see, because he had been constantly iterating.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah, it's I always like playing as the wizard here.
Yeah.
But it's also one of those great levels that has continued to evolve.
Yeah.
As Game Jam has gone on. Yeah. I mean, it started out sort of with you could play as a warrior and fight against goblins, and it was increased to being able to play as a wizard. You also have followers, leveling. He's added a lot to. So it's something we're looking at, even just with this, day 1 to kind of the last day, the amount of things that were added in here made this the top winner in this category for us.
And all of the aesthetics are so cool. So
I love the thing I love the most about this is Lord Starwalker really looked at sort of all of our default props.
Yes.
And how he could make, oh no, I wasn't paying attention. I forgot these guys respawn. He made primitive versions of all of our default props. So you have the kind of teleportation stone right there. And I'm not paying attention while I should be. But you have the teleportation stone right there, which he made with the Taurus and also a bunch of primitive spheres.
This is low polygon Seth.
Totally.
Yeah, and I mean, if we keep going through the level, you see a bunch of different uses of primitives to make all of these different kinds of objects, and just the amount of different props he was able to represent with primitive objects really kind of is stunning.
Yeah. It's again, this was hotly contested, this one, but yeah, this is just a great game. I love the castles too.
I know.
And how he made those. And when I got to the end of this, I wanted to see what happened when I got in the castle. So hopefully Lord Starwalker will want to continue along with this, because I think he made a really cool world here. Really, really interesting idea. Fun use of basically rebuilding what we had, but using old primitives.
Right, absolutely. And I wish we could spend more time on these guys, but I mean, we're trying to get through all of them, right?
Right.
So with that, we'll move on to the next one. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next one is
Life's an Arcade.
Oh man.
Yeah. So we had. God, this was another really close.
I know. They're all close.
Yeah. Okay. So Life's an Arcade. Our top four
Yeah.
were Snake Matrix Style.
Wow.
By Aspirated, which he. So it's using basically he used just all UI elements to have all the different to use @ symbols to make.
And he had the
snake
matrix at the beginning.
Right.
Oh my god, the scrolling text and all that.
But I actually loved the part where you're in the middle of playing and just people start walking behind you. So it's this really primitive looking world, and suddenly they're just people walking.
Well, yeah, and it's a
by.
specific person. It's the woman in red.
Yes.
If you remember, yeah.
Yes,
so
yes.
cool. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Nice touch.
Yeah. Then we also had Reactor by Charlotti, which that was. It was amazing, Charlie, what you were able to build. The kind of your new idea for how to make an arcade game. It was once you understood kind of its purpose and how to play it, it gets really addicting, and it's definitely it has innovation all over it.
Yeah, absolutely, and visually stunning. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We also had Singularity by the Onomatopoeia,
Yep.
which both had the visuals, the innovation, and was just an insane amount of fun. And then we had Death Pit by Talion, which was a simple concept expanded with fun stuff like killing massive squirrels. And I did like the idea also of he had kind of this nuke concept where you could use this nuke whenever you wanted, but you couldn't get points whenever you used this nuke.
Yeah.
So it kind of gave.
And
It
that
gave
nice
you the
little timer. Very,
easy
very
out.
kind of arcadey,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
You're always competing for the score. Yeah, a great entrance. But the winner of Life's an Arcade is going to be, drum roll.
Singularity by the Onomatopoeia.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this was actually this one really from a judging standpoint was one of our top levels that we played. Our team was just it had really everything from our team's perspective, and you want to tell the story about Brad Reeb? Well, so Brad Reeb was actually over the break was playing around with all these Game Jam entries. He's our design lead, our Game Jam entries with a bunch of friends, and he actually invited people over and really they played Singularity together. They dissected it together, and that was one of one of his top levels. And so it's just amazing what this level did.
I mean, and it's kind of a complete experience, which is.
And before we kind of pull up the level, I also wanted to say, while there's going to be this awesome autographed Xbox One for the category winners, we're going to make sure like all the top levels get some reward. Ford has been, like I said, an amazing sponsor and a great partner and collaborator. So we will be issuing top levels, or top creators, an Xbox gift card, and hopefully, Team Dakota and Zion and Zach and Brian. I just said Zan and Brian. Brian and Zach, we're all excited here.
Yeah.
Zach and Brian and me will try to make sure all the folks who are in the top levels get some reward from us as well. So, yes, the winners will get the signed Xbox One, and other people who kind of featured in the top will be getting kind of what we call the Go Further Awards.
Yep.
With the Xbox gift card. So.
Yeah, exactly. All runners up are eligible to win those gift cards as well. yeah, let's play this because this is a level that it just fills me with joy. I was a big fan of Brick Breaker.
Yeah.
And I'd actually never seen. I'd seen people try Brick Breaker and kind of. Well, this is sort of 3D. No, it's not really 3D, but Brick Breaker basically where you could move more than just on the bottom screen.
Right. Absolutely.
And this was actually, honestly, outside of kind of everything else that I've played, this is the kind of most fun interpretation I've played of Brick Breaker.
Yeah, beautiful, and it's so beautifully done.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has everything you'd want in Brick Breaker. It's.
Oh, I got it right in the middle. Yes.
Oh. And the little sparks that fly up, and this like intro between. Oh, what a great job! Honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, this level is absolutely stunning.
Yeah. Yeah, so congrats the onomatopoeia, and also I know he was saying he had help from. Do you remember the gamer tag?
Unfortunately, no.
But he did have a collaborator on this as well.
Help him with multiplayer.
Yeah.
So, and both of them will be anyone who collaborated on your level will be receiving a prize. So up to 4 collaborators on each level will be receiving a prize.
Mm-hmm.
So both of them will be getting a prize or
a signed Xbox One.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Subject to, of course, eligibility and
Right.
confirmation.
Right, exactly. So, yeah.
And I guess to kind of explain Singularity, it's almost self-explanatory, but if you do end up getting this little ping pong ball in the center, you automatically clear all of these guys. They're kind of pulled towards the center and destroyed, creating a Singularity where they kind of get all pulled in. And man, it's great.
Yep.
And we get more colors added because when you hit a color, all balls of that color kind of disperse. So the more colors you have, the more times you have to hit. Yeah, what a great idea.
Yep. I heard 3 different judges say the exact words when they played this level. This blew me away.
Yeah, I may have been one of those judges. You might have to add 4 because it's quite awesome.
Yeah. So let's move on to the next category.
Okay, next category it is, and that is going to be lights, camera, spark.
So this was
the category which personally to me is very close to my heart. Like I love the fact that not only can Spark be used for amazing games, but it also gives an kind of an avenue for creators and artists and film buffs to kind of express their creativity. So this was a very I love this category.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had 4 finalists, and this was I think actually of all of our categories was the closest.
Yep.
Which I know we said everything is close, but this one was really this was like decimal points away from each other. So our 4 nominees are, we have The Fall of Hestalt by Digital Devil 808, which was it was pretty amazing that that Digital Devil was able to make such a long movie. He made it about 12 minutes long. The story was good, and it intrigued me.
Absolutely.
And I really actually got invested in the lore and wanted to know more about this world. It was a cool idea. I love the flashback. Like actually, the flashback scene just it filled me with joy just watching that, how that was set up.
It was so nice to have a really, and it really invested you in these characters. I knew each character had like a kind of different voice, and you had all these things you're doing. Yeah.
Then we also had Refrigerators Are Better Than People by Ian Withers. This was a quick little comedic movie that showed the pros and cons of a fridge over a person. Which
That was fun.
Yeah, there's quite a few laughs with that one.
Yeah.
Then we had Remembrance by Nini Chu, which was it was stop motion animation. So that's amazing that was able to be accomplished within Project Spark. Cause it's just that one was amazing. And then we had Visitors by Formula One racer. The same person that made Short Film in Space. I was really looking forward to the next film they made, and they
was
delivered
awesome.
something great. A nice little comedic, another comedic little game of.
And those photos, the stop time photos and
Yeah.
sepia and stuff. Oh man, it's so great.
Yeah, all about aliens. But while everything was so close, there
Yeah.
can only be one winner here.
Absolutely. And you know, you wish you could give a prize to each of these category or each entry. But
They will all win a prize,
They
but
will.
only one can win the first place prize.
Right. So right now, our who we have selected as a potential winner is
Nini Chu Remembrance.
yeah.
That's beautifully done, Nini. This is a beautiful level, and you should all be proud of your creation. And this one really touched the chord. You know, it touched the chord with everyone who experienced it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think while we do this guy, we're just going to kind of turn off our volume so you can experience the in-game volume.
No, we'll be talking
Okay.
over it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
here
we
go.
do want to show it actually while we're playing it. Yeah, this was just the story that was part of this. It reminded me of, you know, you go to the movie theaters, and with a lot of animated movies, there's a little animated short
Yeah.
in front of them, which actually animated shorts are usually these impactful emotional experiences,
Yeah.
and that's what this reminded me of that.
Yeah. And in fact, animated short is an Oscar category as well. So, Nini, I think you have something to look forward to next year.
Yeah.
That should be very, very awesome. But I mean, as you can see, this level is just it's
I mean, just the color tones. I think you know, when people have seen this level, especially folks in the team, they were like, "Where did she get the colors from?" And you know, how you do those blades of grass like that, and it's just amazing.
Yeah.
And beyond the tools and beyond, you know, the tools and the technology of what this game offers, bringing in that emotion into Spark, you know, that's what takes it over the edge. So that's just beautiful.
yeah. And making a system for stop motion and Spark just to do something like this, to, you know, make it's such a, you know, technical thing to do for an artistic kind of payoff. Super kind of, I don't know, inspiring almost,
Mm-hmm.
to see someone go through all of that work to get this specific kind of look they want, have it work a specific way that they want. Also, the kind of visual language of this level, the fact that it's all using silhouettes and it's on this super interesting, super hued background, and it really gives it this a look of its own, you know. And people say, like, you know, what Spark maybe looks a certain way. No, I mean, you can really change it, and this level showcased that, because this is absolutely all what Nini really wanted it to look like.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that she got style into Spark, and that's really applaudable.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. And it's something that definitely, if for everyone who hasn't watched it yet, make through to watch. It has 2 parts, split up between 2 levels. Make sure to watch it. It's got a great story behind it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back out,
Okay.
and let's go right on to the next category.
Isn't that also a final category?
Final category.
Well, there's also, yes, we're building up to that final category, basically the best picture category in a way. if you like Academy Award analogies. So the last of the non-grand prize categories it moves like that.
Yes.
And this one had quite some competition in here. And
I think the thing with this category is all the people who are really invested in code in Project Spark, all the people who are really interested in making really complex games, when they saw a category that was the best, game mechanic, they were like, well, I know which one I'm going to do. I know which one it has to be. So we had all of these people who felt very comfortable with Spark and had been in it and had really messed around with it, and they were like, we're all going for this.
Mhm.
So this one, I mean, the competition was rampant.
Yeah. It was. Everyone's joking, like, was this one close by decimal points also? This one was not as close as the other ones. It's everything wasn't everything. We're not just making up the fact that everything's decimal points away. There were categories where everything was decimal points away. This one, it was pretty close. Not as close as Lights, Camera, Spark or others, but our nominees are X0 by Aerosol Damal and also ST Abra.
Yeah.
Who made a revolutionary racing game in Project Spark. We also have Space Skunk vs. the Galaxy by Instant Kafka and Paradox Moose, who made also a revolutionary 2D side-scroller that has, I think I saw somewhere in a tweet or something, they said they had 50 different game mechanics in there, which is a lot of game mechanics. So cool. Then we also had Photography Demo by Tarchival, which this was I was a huge
Blast from the past.
Yeah, I was a huge Snap fan from back in the day with back on the N64, and Photography Demo brought me back to that, and I was amazed that it works just like that. You can take pictures of things, you get points, you get to look through all your pictures too. And then we had last one is Rubik's Cube by Zoidian Kings, who it's
made a Rubik's Cube Project Spark. What? I don't even. That's crazy. I don't.
Did you actually solve it though?
No, I'm terrible at Rubik's Cubes. Of course I didn't. I wasn't even close ever. But it was really awesome.
Yeah. So, I think it's time to reveal the winner in that category.
Okay. So the winner in this category was
Space Skunk vs. the Galaxy by Instant Kafka and Paradox Moose.
Yeah.
This was the stuff that this had design, this had mechanics, this had great enemies, this had cool story, it had great presentation.
Yeah, and the game kind of gets you right from the first thing when that spaceship lands. I mean, you're already hooked, you know. So extremely well done, guys. Really, really well done.
Yeah.
So let's give you a little taste, and the opening of this is
the
really
comic
awesome.
strip opening, just awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, we'll see it in a second, but wow, that kind of blew a lot of the artists away on the team. They're like, whoa, it looks like a comic. That's
right?
Crazy. We didn't even think to do that. It's awesome.
So we played this game for all of Team Dakota on our big screen, and there was it was every few seconds everyone was saying whoa. And then they saw this and everyone said whoa, and then they got to the actual game and again they said whoa.
I mean, that champion picker is just unbelievable, isn't it? It's just
that
awesome.
Yeah.
Who will save the galaxy? Spiff versus the gunk, the space gunk. Oh man.
Yeah.
So cool.
And so this alone is amazing, innovative, but then you actually get to the game itself too, and the game itself is also has its own amazingness and innovation.
Yep.
Like the respawn system in here, I don't think I've ever seen as thorough of a unique respawn. Just in the effects that play when you're respawning.
The tutorial, that's all. Anyone can play it with any language. Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
This is the IKEA version of tutorials. And then we got the slam. I love that little kind of comic book feel to it.
Yeah.
And then we got the jetpack. I'm a big fan of jetpacks. I've made games in the past that use jetpacks. So I was a big fan of that. And then bam. Yeah, so it's this level really had it had it all.
Yeah, it really did. And I know Instant Kafka did a lot of the code for this guy, and Paradox Moose did a lot of the art. And man, obviously the game mechanics are great, and the art in this looks really awesome. Great.
And just for the folks who are joining us for the first time, it's the first time on a Project Spark stream. Mind you, these games we are playing right now, from the GameJam, were built in 3 weeks.
Yeah,
that's the crazy part.
Yeah, it is befuddling.
Right?
No, honestly. So 3 weeks, all of this had to be made from scratch in Project Spark.
I mean, I can barely write an email in 3 weeks, and you know, this is just awesome.
Yeah, the custom enemies too, like this enemy.
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts actually is coming up, which is I want to just get to there. It's the change between kind of being over and underground.
Yeah.
And
Yes, absolutely.
the shifting right here, where everything kind of gets darker again.
Yeah, and you have the enemies coming from the background and the
Yeah.
foreground, and pretty amazing.
Yeah. So yes, great.
Great level, amazing.
Let's get to the grand prize.
Okay, so you've seen it all. You've seen the rest. Now see the best.
Yep.
Our grand prize winner.
So I do want to say here,
Yeah.
while everything was closed, the grand prize was definitely not very close. The grand prize winner was quite ahead.
Yeah, in every category.
And that made it fairly easy to pick the grand prize winner.
Yeah, yes, the grand prize winner was very close to a perfect score in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And really showcased some amazing stuff in Spark. And we say that all the time, but man, it's a game that was made in 3 weeks that really is a complete experience, and it's just great.
So let's get to it.
Yeah, so what was that game that redefined Project Spark?
Well, how about we show a video leading up to it?
Oh, that's a smart idea.
Okay. Here we go.
And the full leadership team of
So X-Zero
yeah.
is great.
Yeah, so the full leadership team at Microsoft and at Team Dakota they know of X-Zero because it is so it's because it's just there's so many things to love about this. We have a custom kind of intro screen. You got an amazing selector. You want to talk about kind of people's reactions when they first saw this?
People's reaction. I mean, you can go see it if you look on our channel after we're done streaming here. We do have a quick little thing while this was being developed for the GameJam. We did play it for a lot of Team Dakota, which are people developing Project Spark here, and man, it was crazy. Their reactions, I am not lying, and you can go back and verify yourself. They were absolutely amazed by this creation.
We've had people actually quote this in kind of in emails and correspondences of kind of one of their favorite Project Spark moments from our own team.
Yeah.
Seeing this, like, we actually had a bunch of developers watching. There was a time where both Eris and ST Abra were working on this level on a live stream at some point, and a bunch of us developers were actually all watching it. And
so we sometimes watch the live streams here. We have a big TV right near me and Brian's desk, and people would just stop. They were walking, getting from one cubicle to the next, kind of, on their merry ways, and they would see this game and they stopped. And at first one person stopped. I think it might have been Jason Majors, one of the developers, and he kind of stopped and looked at it and he said, "Whoa, is this Spark?" And then we're like, "Yeah, they've been working on it for the GameJam." And then slowly you had more and more people just kind of sit in front of this screen looking at what these guys were making and being really just kind of, I don't know, flabbergasted is a good word. Just have their breath taken away by what they've done in 3 weeks using the tools we provided them. It's just absolutely great. I mean, Ari Artismal was putting together a lot of the art for the pack. Abra had done a lot of the coding for the ships and the banking and all this stuff. And man, it's just, it's really, I mean, it speaks for itself.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I never thought we would get a game like this out of the GameJam. It's something where, like, it doesn't matter what platform I'm playing this in. I have fun with it.
Yeah.
It reminds me of. I mean, I'm not a huge myself personally racing fan of just traditional racing games, like modern day car racing games. But I've always been a huge fan of the futuristic racer games, or even kind of the Nintendo type racer games, or kind of more off the wall racer games. And one of those was F-Zero that I was a fan of as a kid. So this is what I always hoped a modern day F-Zero would be like.
Yeah.
And like even the UI work here is also impressive. That's why it really was across the board almost perfect scores.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a ton of bad things to say around the team about this level. It's been all incredibly positive.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly. And then also, of course, just to kind of add to the force of nature it has 3 tracks. Because why would you only have one, right?
I know.
It's just... Oh, yes, we made this great thing. By the way, you get to experience it 3 times around tracks. And man.
Yeah, with just 1 track, this would have been a front runner, but 3 tracks is just insane. 3 tracks in 3 weeks is insane.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job to these guys working on this. Great job to everyone participating in the GameJam. It's been huge. It really has been a pleasure, seeing all this stuff. And honestly, man, you guys just keep getting better at using this tool. The people who are using it are helping new users find Spark and make better creations quicker. And we are just seeing the quality of what we see in Spark go up every single week. It's
yeah. I'll say. So just internally, I was putting together just sort of a list of unique looking games that just you wouldn't believe were built in Project Spark, and about half those games were GameJam entries. That's why the stuff that's been made in the GameJam, along with X-Zero and many others, have been completely unique.
Yeah.
And as a result, we have seen generally the interest, the players who like to play your levels in Project Spark, their interest in Project Spark has been increasing because of the quality stuff that you are all making.
Absolutely. And the fact that you guys are opening up to people coming into Spark, talking with people, getting them just providing such a nice little kind of landing pad almost, for these new players coming into the game, teaching them a lot about these systems. Man, it's just it's helping everyone produce more and more great stuff, and it's amazing to watch. And I'm happy to even be able to be here and trying to help that grow has been a great experience. So thank you guys for putting out all this great stuff.
Yeah, so the user Ersil Demal gets a visit to Team Dakota. He gets to hang with us for, I don't know, a few days, something like that. Mm-hmm. As long as all the legalese checks out with him, which I'm assuming it will. But yeah, every one of our first prize potential winners that we have revealed today, they will all receive a signed Xbox One. All of the runner-up nominees, also, as long as they are eligible, will receive an Xbox gift card. And the grand prize winner will get the trip to Team Dakota. And also, in-game, we are going to be doing some stuff to help further promote our creators, because you guys made amazing levels, and we want to celebrate you and celebrate the levels that you've made. So you want to talk about the different things that we're going to be doing within Project Spark to help promote these GameJam entries?
Okay, so one great thing, obviously you may see some of these levels coming up on our feature feed on our homepage, but we're also very happy to announce that next week X0 will be featured as our showcase image, our banner image, the biggest thing you see on our front page. There will be a link to X0 taking that over.
Yeah, so if you're if you go into Project Spark, right now where it shows Coding Archives, that's usually the place that we use to promote kind of the biggest things happening in Project Spark. That will be taken over by the community game X0. It's our first time that we are promoting a community game there, and we're interested to see how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can't wait to put your guys up there. I think it'll be a great thing to feature on our homepage, and thank you guys for making it.
Yeah.
And, man, keep adding more levels.
Yeah.
I'm addicted. It's crazy.
I would like to see circuits.
Circuits,
and I would like to see a award ceremony at the end of them with fireworks, because I like making demands. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, I really hope that Airsold and ST Abra continue to build on this, because this is just, it's amazing.
Phenomenal. I don't know. I'm going to stop chucking adjectives at it.
Right.
It's good.
I know. The amount of adjectives we've used during this stream has hit, I think, an all-time high.
Yeah.
An amazingly epic all-time high.
Yeah, I mean, literally tens of adjectives. Okay. So, there you go, guys. This has been our Game Jam in collaboration with Ford. Thank you. I think I heard that Ari might be streaming after our streaming on the community channel after we're done here. I believe he said something about that. So if you want to see one of the guys who worked on this level working in Spark, you can always check that out at Project Spark community channel on Twitch. So stop by there if you want to see some more how it's like to make a creation like this.
Yeah.
And we will see you tomorrow around 11, from 11 to 11:30 PST. We'll be playing some community levels with Team Dakota here.
Yeah, we'll actually be playing some Game Jam entries too. So we do every Friday. We get together, a bunch of Team Dakota developers in a room, and we play your stuff.
Yeah.
It's actually it's great for you and great for us, because for us it's kind of the one of the few chances we get of everyone being together in the same room and reacting to stuff. We obviously play community levels on our own time, but this is our chance to play them all together. So we're going to be playing some Game Jam entries, some kind of the hidden gem entries.
Yep.
And you can expect to see a new feature feed tomorrow that includes some of the top Game Jam entries.
Yep. So thank you, everyone. With that, we'll kind of conclude this stream. I just want to say thank you, everyone who created these amazing games. Thank you, everyone at Xbox who made it possible. Obviously, thank you to our amazing collaborators with this Game Jam. Ford, so happy to have this.
Yeah, and I gotta say to all of our runners up, it was an intense competition, and if you did not come away as the first prize winner, you were neck and neck with amazing creators. Everyone who was on the top 20 list or the top 4 lists in each category truly made a great contribution to Project Spark, and you should all feel happy for that. And we will, we want to look to continue to promote your levels, and keep on making amazing stuff.
Yep. Okay, with that, guys, we'll see you later. See you next time.
Create your game as you play? Any Spark can do it. Spark, activate the portals.